Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Makeup Monday for Monday the 23rd of December 2024, so welcome. Today we're going to do two really easy fun fold cards. I have done one of them in the past earlier in the year, but I thought I'd just revisit it because it's a nice easy one and it's a great way to use up your designer series paper. So let's go down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay, now this is the first one and it's called Diamond Double Gatefold Card. So this is the Reindeer Days designer series paper and sweet collection, and I've got a stylish shape die here, and just a great way to showcase your paper. You just have to be careful if it's directional paper. So I had to have my reindeers on the inside because otherwise once I cut these pieces off and put my reindeers down here, they would have been upside down on their heads. So you've got to be careful using directional paper, but I actually wanted my bells to be on the outside, so to speak, and my reindeers on the inside. So that worked okay. So we're going to make that one. Got a bit of sticky here. I'll get that off. I must have had glue spurtage. But it's a great way to use up your paper because it uses pretty much half a sheet of 12 by 12 paper. So if you've got any of your Christmas papers left over, it's a great way to use them up. You can get two of these cards out of one sheet of 12 by 12. So that's the first one. It's called a Diamond Double Gatefold. And this is the next one, and it's called an Angled Double Gatefold. So it's quite similar, but it's a little bit different. And once again, you use half a piece of designer series paper. So another way of using up your designer series paper. So this one is slightly smaller than your standard card size, but your card base is the normal card size. And this one, the paper is your card size and your insert is slightly smaller. So this one's using the Seasons of Green and Gold paper and the Peaceful Seasons stamp set and dies, which are retiring. They're on the last chance list. The stamp set I think is slightly reduced, but the dies aren't. So yes, so that's that paper, and the Reindeer Days Sweet Collection, the whole suite is retiring. It's on the last chance product list, and as far as I know, it's still available. But yeah, so we're going to do this one first with the Diamond Double Gatefold. If you've got the stylish shape dies, or you can just cut a square, that works really good, and it shows off the diamond for this card. I really like using an angled piece of, accent piece for this card. So let's put this one to one side and we'll put that there. We need to bring in a paper trimmer and we'll bring in what we're going to use. So I am using the Latte Love Sweet Collection. This one is on the last chance product list as well. And I've had so much use out of this great sweet collection. Now the stamp set and the dies are really heavily reduced. The stamp set's down to $24 and the dies are $22.40. So the bundle normally is $81.75. So if you want this stamp set and dies, don't buy the bundle, buy them individually, the stamp set and the dies separately, because it's coming to $46.90. So pretty much half price. The paper, designer series paper, is on the last chance product list, but it's not discounted. And I don't believe the ribbon or the embellishments are either, but I could be wrong. So when you go to the online store, if you just type in Latte Love, anything with that name comes up and you'll be able to see what's available, what's reduced. So yeah, so this is the one we're going to use for our first one, the Diamond Double Gatefold card. So first of all, you need a piece of designer series paper that's 14.4 centimetres by 30 centimetres. Now, you do actually have to cut half a centimetre off because 12-inch paper is actually 30.5 centimetres. So you do have to cut just half a centimetre off and make it 30 centimetres across. So it's 14.4 by 30 centimetres across. Okay, so we're going to get our cutting blade way out of the way, and we are going to score this at 5 centimetres. Just make sure I've got it all lined up properly. Yep, 5 centimetres. And when you're scoring your designer series paper, don't press too hard. Don't be really heavy-handed because you will actually tear the paper. So just press sort of moderately. And then we're going to score at 10 centimetres. And then we're going to slide along and score at 20 centimetres. And then score at 25 centimetres. So I'm doing it all in metric because here in Australia we talk metric. So I'm just going to put my trimmer to one side and I'll show you what else we need in a moment. Now, when you get your folds sorted, we'll do that and make sure they're folding nicely. And we're going to fold this one back. Make sure it folds nicely. So this piece of paper is not directional, so that makes life a lot easier. So I'm just going to find that 10 centimetre fold and fold it over, and then just want to make sure it's lined up and it's folded properly because that is critical to working out. And fold our 5 centimetre score line over and give it a good crease. So that looks pretty good. So we've already got our double gatefold sort of coming together. We're now going to grab a ruler, if I can pick it up, sort of stuck in there, and a pencil. And we're going to measure down 5 centimetres and put a little pencil mark. So 5 centimetres on both outside edges of our gate. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so we've got our little pencil mark and we're going to get our trimmer back in and we're going to put this first score line and this pencil mark lined up in the track and cut diagonally. So the score line and the pencil mark. So here's my pencil mark, here's the first score line. Just making sure. And this is when we do want our cutting blade. I'm going to cut it like so. And we're going to do the same for the other side. So that score line and the 5 centimetre pencil mark. Just make sure that's right. And that's what we don't need the trimmer anymore. That's all done for the moment. And now I'm just going to get my eraser and just rub that pencil mark out. Okay, so we've got our Latte Love and we've got our 2 triangles that we've cut off. Now we are going to flip them over and put them on the bottom like so. So that's where, if you've got a directional piece of paper, when you do that, when you flip them over, like with this one, if I'd have done this reversed and flipped that over, the reindeers would have been standing on their heads. And we don't want reindeers standing on their heads because that's not very pleasant. So just be mindful of that. If you're using directional paper, make sure one side isn't directional. And then that makes life a little bit easier. See, the bells weren't directional, see? So I could flip them over. Okay, so I'm going to grab my glue. And I am going to put glue on the back of this. So as I said, I got lots of use out of this Latte Love suite. I did card classes, I made 12 by 12 samplers for my 2 kids, adult kids, and a friend. And yeah, I had so much use out of it, and it's probably something I will hang on to because I love coffee and it's just a good one. So I've got that one. See? So you just line it up, put your point of your triangle on your fold, on your score line, and the point on the edge and the point down there. So we're going to do the same for this side. So I chose to make my samples in Christmas paper, but I thought, no, let's move away from Christmas now, seeing it's only 2 days away, and we'll go with some products on the last chance list and some new products that are coming on the 7th of January. So I'm just going to burnish that down. I think I need a new blade in my trimmer. Seems to be the way. So that's what it's looking like now. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my card base, because we've mounted it on a card base, and our card base is 10.5 centimeters by 14.9, which is pretty much half an A5 card. And we're going to mount it onto the Lost Lagoon card base like so. So we're going to put our adhesive on the back here. And just make sure I've got an even border, top, bottom, left and right, which I do. There we go. I've got a bit of sticky. I can feel a bit of sticky, so I'm just going to wipe the sticky off. Okay. Oh, no, did I move that when I wiped my sticky? No, I don't think I did. So there's our double gatefold. Now, if you wanted to do a belly band, you certainly could. I think everybody knows what a belly band is, but I don't think these need them because they sit flat to go in an envelope, and they fit in a standard envelope. And when the recipient receives it, they're going to stand it up on the bench or on their, display it like so. And I don't think you need a belly band, but if you wanted to do a belly band, you certainly could. That's entirely up to you. So that's that so far. Now here we have a stitched stylish shaped die, a square. And see, when you're using an angle, you don't have to use an angle, but I just think it highlights the fact that we're working with diamonds. That's just me. We're going to do that and put it on like that. Now I've already pre-stamped and cut a coffee cup like so, and these are going to be our little pieces of cardstock in the center of our card. So you need a colored piece to match your card base, 8 centimeters by 10 centimeters, and a piece of basic white to layer on top, which will be 7.5 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. So I'll let you just have a look at those. And I've got my Stampin' Blends here, so I'm just going to pull them out. I've got to work out what colour I want to colour my coffee mug. So let's just move those here and put my lid on my glue. We could go with Lost Lagoon, but I think that might be a bit too much Lost Lagoon. Maybe not. Let's have a look. I know what else I could stamp. I could stamp the coffee in the top. Could do that. Let's go with, oh, do we have a Lost Lagoon marker? Yes, we do. Light Lost Lagoon and dark Lost Lagoon. So let's just colour our little cup in first. So I just use my dark Stampin' Write marker where there's some shading from the stamped image and on these lines, and I find that helps me get a bit of, tone blending. I'm just going to go across here I'll do it on the base here as well. So I'll just do that. And I'll just, there we go. Now I'll get my light Lost Lagoon, and I'm just going to colour the rest of it in, and I will blend that line that you can see so that it's nicely blended. It's not really a lot of shading you need to do on this particular image. It's just up to you. Now you can see I'm not colouring very, I'm not taking lots of care. I'm just colouring it in. Now I'll go back and do a bit of blending. And that just takes that line away. Like so. It's a little bit dark on the edges around the coffee cup. I'll just go back and make sure I've got that nicely blended in. I think that's pretty good. Okay, now I am going to go back to my dark Stamp and Blend for the handle, and I'm just going to do it all dark. I'm not going to worry about blending on the handle. But if you wanted to, you certainly could. There we go. And I'm going to go, let me stamp first before I say I'm going to do this. Okay, so let's grab, there is this little stamp here. Oh, these dies, they never stayed put. Probably because I use them so much. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a little block. And see, that's just going to fit in like so. Now I am going to grab my early espresso. Oopsie. Go off my shelf. Okay. So I'll just get my early espresso and I'll ink up my little coffee. And now that's got a bit of sticky. That's from my 3M tape when I die cut. Okay, so I'm just going to, I hope my head doesn't come in. I'm going to put my little coffee there. There we go, that's filled up our coffee mug. So we've got a nice strong cup of coffee. And once again, I'm going to get my dark Lost Lagoon, and I'm just going to go around the edge of the mug, because that's like the rim of the mug. That's why I wanted to stamp before I coloured, because I wasn't quite sure how much it took up. There we go. So I'm going to go back and just blend a bit more up here. Don't really need to, but I'm just doing that. Okay, so that's our little coffee cup. And we're going to put our square as a diamond. I'm going to put my little coffee cup here. So let's put our coffee cup up in dimensionals. There we go. I'm just going to do 3 down like so. Get the backs off. Put that on our diamond. Just make sure I've got my diamond centered, and Bobsy do. And now we're going to line this back up on our card, and we only want to put adhesive or dimensionals on the left hand side of your die, because if you put it all across, your card won't open. So you just want to put it on this side. Okay, so let's flip over our square or our diamond, grab our dimensionals again, And this is how I do it. I line up the points of my square with our fold, our gatefold, and then I know I'm not going to put dimensionals on this side. So I'm going to put one there, that one there, and one there, and one there. Okay. So I know they're over from the center, so they're not going to impact the other side of the fold of the card. And now I'm just going to eyeball center it. I think that's pretty good. Maybe it could come down a bit. Because I'm not directly over the top of it, it makes it a little bit tricky. Yeah, I think that's right. There we go. You see, I haven't got any dimensionals showing on this side of my square, so that's good because now it's not going to seal the card shut. We can open the card. Okay, so we'll get rid of those. And I'm going to put, now I could use one of these sentiments on my little inside panel, but I think I just want to make it a birthday card, so I'm going to go to this really good set called Simply Said in the annual catalogue. It's $30, it's photopolymer, and I'm going to use this birthday wishes. So I will grab that and I will clean my little coffee top off. Oops. Yes. Oh, see, they just don't want to stay. I've used them so much that the sticky on the cardboard's just lost its stick. Okay, so I think I want a bigger block for that one. Okay. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? There we go. Now I could stamp this in Early Espresso or Lost Lagoon. Let me just think about that. I might do Early Espresso. There we go. And I'm just going to stamp it down the bottom because we all know that I like my sentiments down the bottom. There we go. Birthday wishes. Close that up before I get into trouble. And I'm going to, I always stamp before I stick. Well, most of the time I do. Unless I forget and then I'm in trouble. I normally stamp before I stick and I cut before I colour. They're my sort of two golden rules. There we go. And now we're just going to open this up. That's going to cover up. No, I've got to get rid of it. And we're going to apply it to the inside of our card. Just making sure I get it centered. So it's a pretty easy card, but it's a great way to use up your papers. And we all have so many papers. Okay, so I'm just going to position this pretty much centered. Just making sure. Yeah, that looks pretty good. There we go. There we go. Now we need to do a little bit of embellishing. I'll just clean that stamp and put that away. This is a really great set if you're starting out. It's got some just really good sentiments. It's got 2 birthdays. It's got a thanks, a hello, just a note. Let's celebrate, thinking of you. It's a really good sentiment stamp set. Okay, so now we just need to, I'm not going to put any of the ribbon from this suite on because it's a little bit coarse and thick. It sort of doesn't tie a bow and it's just a bit coarse, so I'm not going to use that one. So now let me find our bling that goes with this suite. Sometimes they carry the bling over, but I do not believe this is being carried over. Okay, so this is called Adhesive Backed Swirl Dots. And I think for a bit of colour, I'm going to go with the pink, which is Petal Pink. I'm going to maybe put one over here. Put one there. And maybe one down here. So that's that card. If you wanted to do a little bit more, you certainly could to it. Not quite sure what I'd do more to it, but that's a Diamond Double Gatefold Card. But it's just great to show your papers off. You can see both sides of your beautiful paper, and it's just great. You could probably just put I know when you're the best part of my day, I could stamp that sort of like somewhere like that. I won't do it now, but you could. I might add that later. Don't want to ruin it. So that's our first card. Now we'll move on to our next one. Now this one is called an angled double gatefold card. Okay, so let's go. So this is some new product that's coming. This is called Memorable Blooms, this stamp set. And it's coming on the 7th of January, and it is a bundle, and it's $98. And these are the dies that go with this stamp set. So these are the detailed dies. You've got dies that cut the stamped images out, the floral images. Well, that was a kid over at the park. And then you've got these detailed dies. So I've just sort of displayed the detailed dies like this. You can cut a hexagon out, and I don't know if you can see the detail on this cardstock. This one's stitched, but it also leaves a detail there. And then you've got this one that you can line up and cut out, and you've got the spray. So that's coming in on the 7th of January in the new Mini Catalogue. And this paper is also coming. It's called Floral Delight. And it's beautiful paper. It's really fresh and lovely. It's using Lemon Lolly, Daffodil Delight, Pecan Pie and Old Olive. And it's lovely bright yellows. Really lovely. I love it. Just bright and happy and cheery. And always our B-sides are quite neutral. So I have chosen a piece out of this paper pack that is not directional. So once again, this one is not 14.4 because this one is going to be, this one's 14.9. This one is going to be the size of our card. Like, this is the first card. This is our card base backing, and see, this one's going to be pretty much the size of a normal card base. So it's 14.9 by 30 centimeters. So once again, you will have to cut off 1/2 centimeter. But let's bring our trimmer in, and we will do our scoring. So this is pretty much the same card, so I'll just make sure I've got it. Yep, 14.9, and I've already cut my 1/2 centimeter off. Yes. Okay, cutting blade out of the way. We are going to score this at 5 centimeters, just like the last time. Not too much pressure when you're scoring. 10 centimeters. I just made a note on my pencil notes that I'd written down wrong. Slide it across to 20 centimeters. If you can get it there and not be silly. And 25 centimeters. So I'll probably go over the 1/2 hour because I've just ticked over now, I think, or just about. But it won't be too much over. So, and this is the gingham on the back. So now we're going to get going to find our score lines and just fold them over and make sure they're right. Nice and even. So that's the two 10 centimetre one, or 10 and 20 centimetres. Okay, and now we're going to fold this one back. They're the 5 centimetre score lines. And we'll fold this one back. And see, once again, you can see that we've got a double gatefold. Now, I'm just trying to work out which way I want this to go. Do I want it that way? So let's have a look. Goodness, they're loud over in the park. Or do I want it going this way? I think I want the flowers being the focal point. So if I do this way, oh, maybe I've got to go this way to have the flowers being the focal point. Let's have a little look. Sometimes you just got to reverse your folds to double check. Yes, see, I think I want that way. Okay, so that's the way I want it. So let me just do that. Now I'm going to bring in my ruler again and my pencil, and this time we're going to go down. Last time we went down 5 centimetres. This time we're going to go down 10 and put a pencil mark. So 10 centimetres on both sides of your gates. Okay. And then we're going to bring in our trimmer, and instead of going to the first score line, this time we're going to go to the second score line and put that in our track and the 10 centimetre mark in our track. So that's the score line there, and there's 10 centimetres right there. That looks pretty good. Boom. And we're going to do that to the other side. So we'll put the 10 centimetre mark in the track and the second score line in the track. Make sure I get it right. And don't want to move, don't want to wobble. Okay. So now I can put my trimmer away. Okay. Now, the reason why you want this piece of paper to be not directional is that you've already got your score lines. But we are going to flip this over and see it's already scored, and we're going to put it on this side. And we're going to flip this one over and it's already scored, and we're going to put it on, is that right? I've just got to think. Yes, that's right. Yes. Okay. So because they've already got score lines, you can't sort of do it. You know, you want the reverse. You want the reverse. So let's bring in our glue and put this on the back of our triangle. So I just really love this paper. The stamp set that I've got doesn't go with this paper. It's not the stamp set in the suite. I just preferred this stamp set over the one that was in the suite. So I got this stamp set instead. Okay, so let's put some glue on the back of this triangle. Okay, so just line up your point with the bottom left and line this up with your score line. And I like the glue, the Tombow, because it gives you that little bit of wiggle room to line it up and get it right. And then your score lines match. She says, hoping that it's all going to work. Okay, so then you fold your gate in. Yay! Okay, and doesn't it just showcase the paper beautifully? I love the way it showcases the paper. Now I am going to grab my eraser and just get rid of that pencil mark. There we go, we don't want that. Okay, so this one I used the Peaceful Season stamp set and dies. You don't have to do a square, you know, to make it this one I did a square because I liked it because it looked like the diamond. This one, you do what you like. So you've got an insert piece for this card, 9.5 centimeters by 14.4. So it is half a centimeter smaller than your normal insert because this was scored at 10 centimeters and this one's at 20. So this panel here is only 10 centimeters wide. So that's why you've got to go down half a centimeter. So that's where that's going to go, but I don't want to put that in case I decide to stamp something on it. So let's just leave that as is for the moment. And these are the dies I've cut out. And I think these cards lend themselves to like dies that are angled. I think it sort of really makes a point of the angles that are going on. Now I could do it this way, but I think if I twist it and put my hexagon this way, I think that would be nicer. And then this detailed die, I'm going to glue it down over the top like so and maybe stamp something in there. Now I could twist this around this way, I might do that, and I might stamp before I stick. This has got some beautiful sentiments. You mean the world to me. Thanks so much. You are awesome. Love and thanks. You've been on my mind. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. I believe this love and thanks will stamp fit really well there, so I'm going to use that one. And I might just, shall I stamp it? Got to think. I haven't put a sticker on the back of it yet, but that's okay. It will stick to the rubber, and I'm going to use Old Olive. Move these cards out of the way in case they fall into my Old Olive. I'm going to grab a little bit of paper because I haven't stamped with this stamp before, so I'm just going to make sure it stamps nicely. Oh yes. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Now, I'm thinking of doing that. So let me just ink this up and make sure I don't get a shadow around it. Okay, let's put my points on my lines, and I'm going to put it down, and let's hope it's straight. It's not too bad. I'll close my ink pad up. Okay, now I'm going to put that like so. So I am going to put glue on this. So, oh, get off. Glue glob. Oh, get off me. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this, just ever so lightly, so that I don't have glue spurtage. And just on the die, there are some bigger bits that you can put a dab of glue. And don't need too many. I think that's pretty good. And I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to line it up on my layering piece and just stick that down. Isn't it beautiful? Love this detailed die. It's so pretty. Okay. So let's move that out of the way, and then we can bring this back in, and we can again if we're going to move it up higher, we don't want dimensionals up the top here because that'll stick that bit down. If we put it down low, maybe we'll do it down low. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll do it. we really just want some dimensionals just here. Let me just look. Let me just have a little think about this. Okay, I just want it down in that section. So I'll go there, and I'll go there, and I'll go there. Let's see how good I've got this. It might not work. Okay, so I don't want anything higher than here. Okay, so I'm lining this up, putting my rounded points there, and I'm just going to make sure, nope, that looks pretty good. And yep, yay. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, now I can stamp on this. Now, what I did for this one, because you've got your card insert here, I put something, a focal piece with the bells there. So I'm going to put this little focal piece. I'll need a bigger block. And old olive ink. And we'll get rid of our card. And I'm going to put, let me just look, bring our card back in, because we want to, okay. I'm just going to put it there. I think that's pretty much in the center. You could measure it if you wanted to. No, that's pretty good. When we stick that down, could be over a little bit further. Let's just turn it over and do it again. And I'm going to keep my piece of paper. Yeah, let's just try again. See how we go. See if I get that more in the center. That's a little bit better. Happy with that. And I don't know if I want to put in one of the other sentiments. Love and thanks. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. That might be nice. Let's have a look and pop that in here. That's this one. Just got to take the backing off. Haven't put the labels on yet. See, I'm still very brand new. I'm looking forward to playing with some new product over my Christmas break. I've finished work and I'm off for 2.5 weeks. Yay. And that is awesome. So I'm looking forward to having some play time. So that'll be good. And once again, I will practice. Oh, I have gone over. I am so sorry. There we go. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. That's so good. And I am going to put it down the bottom here. There we go. Close that up. And let's put this in. And so because our card is pretty much paper, this insert firms it up. It gives it a bit of strength. So just in between the two score lines. And let's grab this. There we go. And that is our card, using something new. Now the bling that's in this paper and the suite is the little tiny bees. Let me have a look. No, that's not it. find it. Where is it? Okay. They're so tiny. And we have had bees before, but they were much bigger. Not that I have any of those left. But these are little teeny tiny bees. So, and they're not adhesive, so you would have to put some adhesive on the back. Okay. I am going to do a little dab of glue and just put one little bee on. Just one little bee. There we go. How nice is that? Put my bees back together. So, there are our cards today. So this one is, let me look. It's a Diamond Double Gatefold, and this one is an angled double gatefold. So this one we cut from the first score line to 5 centimeters. This one we cut from the second score line down to 10 centimeters, and that's the difference. And then we just flip the triangles over and put them on our card, and you can get to see both sides of the paper. And this one's really nice because you see all the paper, a little bit of gingham. And this is the Latte Love that's on the last chance products list. And these were my 2 samples. Let me move my butterflies. They've got the lids on. These are my 2 samples using up some Christmas paper. The Reindeer Days Sweet and the Seasons of Green and Gold. That's still available. That's not going anywhere. That's not going. So don't think that that paper's on its way out. It's still available. So there are cards for today. Sorry I've gone over, but let me just go back to the craft desk. I know that. Me. There we go. So, Latte Love. I might do a little bit more tweaking and bling that up a little bit more. And this one is the Memorable Blooms stamp set. And the glare's not helping me. And the paper is called, I still haven't got this down pat, Floral Delight paper. And these ones are coming in the Mini Catalogue on the 7th of January. So there are cards for today. So thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a great Christmas. Stay well, be safe on the roads, particularly if you're out on the roads, getting from families to families. And I won't be live on Wednesday for Card and a Cuppa. That's Christmas Day, not doing it. So I will see you again next Monday for my Makeup Monday. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.